Good morning, Oracles. My goodness, what a day we had yesterday. 7% gain on Tesla. Wow, that's 3 days in a row that we have been green. I do want to point out, and Slim had mentioned it in the comments yesterday, that we do have a gap at 809. So it's a small gap. Again, don't know if we're going to fill it. Looking at the future, I do see us still going up and down. I think we have a little bit further up to go for Tesla. Heard on the news today that they're talking about seeing Tesla going to 925 by the end of the week. That would be awesome. We may had a huge boost yesterday. So if we hit 925, that would be great. I may take my lower purchased stock in Tesla in my IRA and sell it just for the profits, because I do see us cycling back down at some point. But I don't know when, because we have now great positive momentum coming. I was talking to Vinny over on Investment Club about this, about how, we have all the FUD going on right now across all sectors. We've got Russia, Ukraine, interest rates going up, inflation is super high, all the FUD coming out of Tesla specifically that's been going on. But where there has been positive news all across the way has been in EVs and renewable energy. There has been a lot of positive talk and sentiment around both of those. So going forward, coming out of the Russia-Ukraine situation, noticing that renewable energy is something that we do need to seriously take a look at to get away from the oil dependence that we have on Russia. And so pushing that forward even more with that positive sentiment is awesome for Tesla. Tesla also has Giga Berlin and Giga Austin opening up over the next month. We've gotten confirmations on both of these. Obviously with Berlin, we're going to wait to see it actually happen, but they gave us a date by Thursday or Friday of this week. So if that happens, 2 positive catalysts in a row. And then once Austin and Berlin officially open up, we may see the S&P rating for credit go up to investor grade. That's going to be a huge boost coming out of the stock. And then we've got the second Shanghai factory going to be opening up. Then we're going to have Q1 earnings, and Q1 earnings are going to tell us how the company is doing for Shanghai and Fremont. And if those two are on pace to hit 1.4 million, I think we're going to see a great pace to hit 1.6 to 1.8 million, which is my target, by the end of the year for production. And I think at that point, there's so many positive catalysts that despite whatever's going to be going on in the macro environment, that even if we do pull back, there's going to be so much awesome underlying fundamental positive sentiment going forward. So if the stock pulls back, it's going to be awesome buy time again. And then hopefully we also get version 11 coming out for FSD. Now Elon did state that version 11 is going to be single stack. This is going to be basically the foundation for what level 4 and level 5 autonomy are going to be in the future. And Elon stated that they should have this solved by the end of the year. Again, we'll see. Elon's been talking about that, for a while now, and we've kind of seen that can get kicked down the road. But Battery Day 2 years ago, they said they'd have 4680s out by this year, and they're here, and they are going to be getting put in the cars in Austin already. So FSD is going to be coming soon. So even if for some reason they don't solve it by the end of the year, they're going to solve it very soon. And so one of the things that I had talked about with Vinny on the Investment Club over on the interview that he gave me the other day. Take a look in the description. I'll link that down below. We discussed FSD in the future. A little thought came to my mind. What if in the future you got your Tesla for free with a FSD subscription? Elon and stated how he kind of alluded to them not working on the compact car, but we know that they are, because it sounds like the second factory coming in Shanghai is going to be dedicated to the compact car. But what if the compact car and Elon's allusion to, FSD is going to be significantly more important than the vehicle itself, and going into robo-taxis? My thought came up of, let's go back 10 years. When you were getting a cell phone 10 years ago, you went down to AT&T or Verizon or Sprint, and you said, I want to sign up for a 2-year contract on your plan, and I'm going to get a free cell phone. What if Elon has this set out there and Tesla starts planning out FSD and robo-taxi packages? Let's say you're going to go in there and you're going to get, for $5,000 a month for a 5-year contract, you get a free Tesla. Think about it. I mean, that could be a no-brainer. Tesla's out there, they're going to be selling FSD, they're going to be selling robo-taxis and say, you want a robo-taxi, you want to have a robo-taxi fleet, that's fine. We'll, give you that robo-taxi fleet. You'll get the vehicle for free and you just have to pay 5 years worth of, subscription-based stuff for $5,000 a month or however they work it out. Maybe they have an annual subscription. You think about if their cost of the vehicles are going to be coming down. Because currently right now, I believe it's around $35,000 to $36,000 cost for a vehicle to make. If they make this compact car as a strict robo-taxi at level 4 and level 5 autonomy, you've got that made. Let's say you cut the cost down to $20,000. If you've got a $20,000 cost vehicle and you're going to be making $300,000 off of it in FSD subscription revenue, heck yeah, $20,000 is a drop in the bucket. You'd give it away for free. So I wonder if this is something that's on their radar. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on that. It's just something that popped into my mind, but I think realistically, it's a possibility. If you've got cars out there that don't need drivers, and you have companies that are going to be purchasing just vehicles to drive other people around, you're going to be buying the FSD subscription, and you're not going to be worrying about the vehicle because you're going to have that. So that's just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on that. Because I think what's going to end up happening is Tesla's going to come out with a compact car over in China. They're going to have two different models. They're going to have a model that has a steering wheel, pedals, and everything for somebody to actually own and drive on their own. And they're going to have a second one that's created strictly for robo-taxis. No steering wheel, no pedals, nothing. The car is strictly going to drive itself. These are the ones that people would buy on an FSD subscription for their businesses or for whatever they want to use. I don't know how it's going to work. That's just my thoughts, though. And I think that's part of what Elon had been alluding to when he was talking about, FSD is so much more important than coming out with that because the price of the car isn't going to matter going forward when FSD is where all the revenue is going to be for not only Tesla, but for whoever is going to be owning that vehicle as well. So pulling back to the stock and more short-term catalysts, we've got the State of the Union address going on tonight at 9 o'clock. I have a feeling that President Biden is going to be discussing a lot about renewable energy, the Build Back Better plan, and how, with everything that's going on with the EU, that we really need to focus our energies there. And so I think he's going to talk about that. And so whether this becomes a sell the news kind of situation because we saw a run up yesterday in renewable energy stocks, don't know if we're going to sell the news. Either way, whatever news we get out of that is going to be a great precursor to what we can see in the future. So even if we sell off after that, I think that's going to end up being a great buying opportunity on Wednesday to be able to pick up some stocks, like the Enphase, Tesla, things like that. And we did see some decently good volume yesterday, back to kind of a normal 32 million shares being traded. So back to good volume, and what's great about having higher volumes on big run-up days is that is a great bullish sign for the stock going forward. So that's awesome. So we're holding a good solid 800. So a lot of people were buying in around that 800 and 850 mark to push us even higher. So we'll keep on monitoring this, but just lots of great positive feelings and sentiment going forward for Tesla. The RSI is at 47, so still right in the middle, not anywhere in the oversold or overbought range. So we can go either direction at this point. But looking at 3 days in a row, let's see if this continues, because Tesla has been known for their 21-day euphoric runs. And looking at some of the charts that were presented out there by Gary Black, taking a look at how Tesla performed when they opened up Shanghai. When the Shanghai factory opened, we were trading relatively low and the stock shot up out of nowhere. Now we have two factories opening up. Perhaps people are kind of anticipating that from what happened last time. Perhaps they're not. But we've got a lot of different pieces in place that can push the stock a lot higher. So again, analysts are looking at the stock potentially hitting, 925 by this Friday. That would be awesome. I'm still looking long term. I do still think that we are going to see some great finish to the year. Lots of uncertainty between now and then, but I still think that we're going to hit the high 1,000s, maybe pushing up to 2,000 by the end of the year. We'll see how the rest of the month plays out. Lots of different things can happen between Russia and Ukraine, interest rates going up, inflation staying high. So I'll keep on monitoring that. That may alter my feelings for the end of the year, but we still have a lot of analysts who haven't even upgraded their projections for production for the end of the year, and they're still at 1.4 million. So there's so many different things in place that can still push the stock higher. We'll see how the rest of the month plays out. And we had Lucid that just had their earnings, and Lucid is looking like they're pulling back their forecast for the end of the year. They're talking about how are you going to challenge Tesla. Pete Rawlinson was talking about how he's more focused on quality than quantity. Obviously he's saying this because Tesla's so far out of their range right now that even, posing that question doesn't even make sense. They're not even on the radar of Tesla. They're just trying to make EVs. I applaud them for their efforts because I even applaud the legacy automotive makers. I just want to see the whole world transition over to EVs. And so the more companies who are out there making quality vehicles, the better. And so if Lucid's going to be making quality high-end vehicles, so be it. People are not able to afford them yet. But think about Tesla when they started. The Model S was a high-end vehicle as well that most people couldn't afford. So they're saying they're a 10-year play. Their plan is 10 years out. They're going to be losing a lot of money over the next 10 years. But hey, so did Tesla. So go Pete Rawlinson, do your thing, make your quality vehicles. I don't see them competing with Tesla anytime soon, but I see them doing a good thing for EVs, so have at it. I mean, the fact that he's had to sell his soul to the Saudis to do it, that's to each their own. That's a decision he made. If it's successful, great. Personally, my take on that is the Saudis probably saw this coming with, the transition from oil over to renewable energies. So this is probably their way to get in there to be able to, offset their oil losses that they foresee coming. So honestly, it's probably a brilliant move on their part. I bet you Putin is probably thinking, he wished he did the same. But the Saudis are in that boat, whether you agree with them or not, whether you like what they're doing or not, so be it. That's, I believe, the move that they're going in the direction that they're headed. So hey, if the Saudis are going to back renewable energy as well, that just gives us more of a positive catalyst for renewable energy going in the future. Let me know in the comments below. How do you think the stock is going to trade for the rest of this week? Do you think that we are going to cross 900 again this week? Sounds like other people think we are. I think with the momentum that we have going on, we could potentially get there, especially if on Thursday or Friday we get that official approval that Berlin is going to be opening up. I think that's going to be a huge catalyst that could pop us at the end of the week. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.